Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Yogis on this terrifically snowy Thursday morning. We're so glad that so many of you are here today during this Mother Nature's gift of snow. All three branches of Yonkers Public Library remain closed physically, but all the virtual programs are on today. So we're grateful that you've joined us online here. We are thankful to Yonkers Public Library for the Zoom, to Friends of Crestwood Library for their support, to Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter for wellness funding for this program and many others. And we're grateful to each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. It is so important to have community during this time. And what are we if we don't have good leaders? So Mandy, we really commend you for your, stick-to-itiveness. We commend you for your dedication and devotion to our Yoga for Yogis class. It is something that we look forward to each and every week on a Thursday, and we know that we are well when we are together and practicing with you. So I'm going to turn it over to you. If you just want to remind people what things that you need to have, like the props, etc., that would be great. So I'm turning it over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, and likewise, see. So as usual, get your blanket, and if you don't want to sit on the blanket, get a blanket anyway, especially on a snowy day. Get some nice socks, get anything you need to get comfortable, have it close by for your Shavasana at the end. And we definitely need a belt or a strap or your towel, and yoga blocks or some books if you have. Okay, and then just find a comfortable seat on the mat, or for the pranayama, you can sit on the chair and get comfy. Take those fleshy parts of the sit bones and then rest your knees. So another good thing, if you have those blocks and you want to try this, it is pretty nice to have those blocks on an angle on your mat to support your knees. So sometimes what it does with me, it pushes me a little bit back, and then I can't sit really, straight and tall. So if you have the same issue, maybe the flat way, maybe just see if it helps, if it makes you feel comfortable. And if not, you know what to do. Okay. And then find length in your spine. And if you like, you close your eyes just for a moment and follow your breath. And then when you're ready, we come into humming breath. So you can use your fingers. You can use your index finger. Don't do it straight away or you don't hear me. And then just close the ears and take a deep breath in and just hum the sound out like this. You can also use your thumbs and then maybe rest your fingers on your face, maybe around your eyes and around your jawbone. And if that's a little too much, then you just use your fingers to close your ears just a little. We will do 3 humming breaths. And you do it in your own time. And as long, the exhale as long as you can. All right, so take a deep breath in, close your eye, close your ears. When you're done, bring your hands onto your knees and just again return to your natural breath. Maybe observe that feeling you get after the humming breath. And then slowly bring the chin towards the chest. Open your eyes and lift your head. Hold on to your knees and just start with a very small circle one way. Nice and easy. And if you're on the chair, it's a good time now to come back onto the mat. And then let the circle become a little bit bigger. And then let's add a rounding. Like when you come back, pause for a moment, round the body, engage your abs, and then circle the other way. And when you come forward, arch that lower back, open up the chest, and then do this one more time, round the back. When you come to the front, arch the lower back, open up the chest, and then the same thing, turn around the other way. Let's turn around for a couple of rounds without rounding and stretching forward of the spine. Just a nice circle. And then let's do that rounding. So hold onto your knees, round the back. Maybe bring the chin towards the chest. Shoulder blades move away. And then we round forward, or we circle forward and open up the chest. Round. Arch that lower back. I'm getting confused with all the circles and rounds. And come back and engage your abs. Chin towards the chest. And then the last one, all the way forward, arch that lower back, squeeze maybe the shoulder blades a little together, shoulders away from the ears, and then come back to just circling and let the circle become a little bit smaller. And find the stop. And then bring your hands to the side, inhale your arms up. And exhale your arms back down. Inhale your arms up. Exhale down. Inhale up, lift your head. Exhale down, take your time. If I'm too fast, do it with, your breath. Last one, lift. Exhale all the way down. Lift your arms halfway and just give yourself a big hug. And try to reach with your fingertips or reach the fingertips towards each other. Feel how the shoulder blades move away from each other. And if you feel like you're squeezing all the way up, squeeze a little bit more up and then drop the shoulders down. Open your arms and then do the same thing, just the other arm goes on top. Try to bring the fingertips towards each other. Sit tall. Breathe. And open the arms again to the side. Lift your arms all the way up. Bring your left hand down. Anchor your sit bones and then come into a nice side bend. Reach up towards the sky. Breathe. Come back up to the middle. And bring your right arm down and reach up towards the sky. Breathe. Feel how it lifts you up. And then as you exhale down, relax the shoulders down and bring your arms back down. Roll your shoulders back. And then bring your hands behind your body. Interlace your fingers. Open up your chest. Breathe here. And when you're ready, bring your hands to one side of your waist. And then that elbow wants to open up to the side. Squeeze shoulder blades and elbows together. Sit tall. If your chin is going up that way, bring it back down towards the chest. Lengthen the back of the neck. And then slowly straighten those arms behind you again. And lift them up just a little. And then do the same thing on the other side. Bring your elbows together, open up the chest. Breathe into the chest. And then slowly let the arms drop back down. Lift the arms halfway up. One palm looks up, the other down. And then just switch that. Open up. Let the movement come from the fingertips, through the wrist, and the elbow, the shoulder, and maybe you feel it in the shoulder blade, right? It lifts up and it sinks down. Sinks down, I don't know if that's correct, but moves down, maybe it's better. All right. Okay, and then just relax the shoulders one more time and shake those hands out. Perfect. Okay, and then lie down. And have your strap and your band with you. Or your strap or your towel or your belt. There you go. Okay, so first let's start with bringing the knees into the chest, rocking from side to side. Big bear hug, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale out, lift your head towards your knees, make yourself really, really round. And then slowly put your head back down, let one leg go down, and bring your right leg maybe in, maybe it's the left leg. Flex both feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out, and if you like, bring the nose towards the knee. Slowly lower back down. And let that foot go down. Bring your left leg in. Stretch the right leg out, or the opposite if you switched it. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale out, bring your nose towards your left knee. And slowly lower down. And then bring both feet onto the mat and get your bed. Opening up the back of the legs. So the strap goes onto the ball of the foot. Relax the shoulders. Flex your foot. Breathe here. Maybe The back of the leg feels a little tighter today. Maybe it's cold. And take your time. Work with your breath. With the next exhale, maybe go more into that straight knee and more into that flexed foot. Keep that left knee bent if it doesn't feel okay today. If it feels okay, go ahead. Breathe, relax the shoulders and the jaw. And then bring both straps into one hand, into the right hand. And then lower your right leg to the right side. Breathe. And then slowly bring it over to the other side. Switch your hands. Flex both feet. Push those heels away. Long neck. And give it time. About 3 inhales and exhales. And then slowly bring the leg back to the middle. Bend your knee and switch to the other side. Flex that foot. Push the heel towards the sky. And push the knee towards straight. Focus on your shoulders, on the neck, on the jaw, on the forehead. Relax everything. Breathe. See if you want to stretch out that other leg. Anchor both hips down. And then bring your straps into the left hand. Slowly open the leg over to the left. Push the heel away. And then slowly, after 3 breaths, switch over the hands and then to the other side. Keep both feet flexed, both hips anchored down into the ground. Shoulders same way. What is the neck doing? The tongue. Relax the tongue and the mouth. And then slowly, whenever you are ready, bring your left leg back to the middle and take the strap off. And then if you have, of course, mine is all the way on the other side, your book or your block close by, just keep it close for the next one. Okay, so bring your heels a little closer for bridge. Bring your arms right beside you. Bend your elbows so that your palms can face. Press the elbows down. Lift your shoulders up and squeeze them a little more together. Now bring your hands right beside your body. And then take a deep breath in. Arch your lower back. As you exhale, lengthen your tailbone. Start lifting up. Bone by bone, lift into your first bridge. It might be halfway down. It might come up a little higher. Your body, your yoga. And then whenever you feel like it, slowly roll down with control, bone by bone. Then again, adjust the shoulders, push them a little away from the ears. And again, take a deep breath in, arch the lower back. And then slowly, as you exhale, tighten up those abs and start lifting up. Feel how that opens up the hip flexors and the chest. Press your arms down. And then slowly roll down again, bone by bone by bone. Relax down. Inhale your arms halfway up. Palms facing each other. And then with the next inhale, lower the arms all the way above the head. Turn your head a little bit over to the right side. Back to the middle. Over to the left side. And back to the middle. If you like, hold on to your elbows. Breathe here. Feel how it opens up the shoulders and the chest. So when you inhale, make it go in between those spaces of your ribs. Feel how your chest is rising, lifting, creating space. And then as you exhale, try to draw in those ribs. Use your abs. Flatten that lower back down into the mat. And then lift your arms halfway up. And then lower your arms back down. Take that block and put the block in between your knees. Press your arms down. And then press into the block or your book. I hope it's a very big book. And then lengthen your tailbone. Start lifting up as you press into the block. If you feel like that pressing into the block is a little uncomfortable in your lower back, put it to the side. And then come all the way up, reach a little higher, and slowly lower back down. You can stay here with your arms, for the next switch, with your arms right beside your body. You can also lift your arms at the same time as you lift your hips. Your choice. Take a deep breath in. Feel that lower back arching, lifting. Everything filling with air. As you exhale out, lower back lowers down. Then lift your hips. Lift your arms. You can bring the arms beside your head. And breathe here. Squeeze into the block. Long neck. And then slowly, as you lower your hips down, you lower your arms down. You do this one more time, and if you feel like you did it this time and it didn't feel right, skip it. Keep the arms right beside your body. Take a deep breath in, lower back arches. As you exhale, lift your hips, lift your arms. Breathe here. And then slowly, with your next exhale, we lower everything down, bone by bone. Beautiful. And then just take the block out and put it to the side. And then bring your right foot on top of the left knee. Push your right knee out, bring your left leg in. Interlace your fingers behind and just open up that right hip. Breathe. And then slowly switch. Bring the left foot down. Switch to the other side. And bring your right leg in. And breathe here. Maybe find that ujjayi breath. Restrict the back of your throat. And that makes that exhale super long. Slowly lower back down. So then bring your feet as wide as the mat, bring your knees together and just rock gently from side to side. So both knees go in the same direction. Let that movement become a little bit bigger. So you feel that, one side of your hip, of your pelvis is lifting up a little. And then parallel your feet again and lift your knees, your legs up. And then cross your right leg over your left. And then if you like, bring your hands onto the knees, slide the hands towards your ankles, and then lift your head and bring your feet, your ankles a little closer towards you. So some of us feel that a lot in the hips. If that is too much, just come back and rest your knees against each other and have your feet as wide as the mat. So to me, this feels absolutely awesome. I hope you feel the same way. And sometimes maybe the knees don't like this. Same thing, put your legs down and rest for a moment. And then slowly we will switch. So the left knee goes over the right. You lift your head, you put your hands onto the knees, you make your way towards the ankles, and then have them lift up your feet. And then very, very gently, you almost don't have to push because you're kind of hooking your hands in and they're your ankles, right? The legs are the ankles. Breathe here. And relax the legs back down. And then shake it out. Come onto your side and we are coming into a seated position. So seated pigeon pose. And again, if this is a little too much, take a break, okay? So bring your right foot, hands behind you, lean back. Bring your right foot on top of your left knee. And then just wiggle around and find that, nice position that you can open up the chest and sit really as tall as you can. So that might be already a really good stretch for that hip joint. Breathe here. And if you feel like, just a little more, then lift that left foot and push into the heel. Breathe. And then slowly let the foot go. Bend the elbows, lean back and put the foot down. And then same thing on the other side. You put the left foot onto the right knee and see how you can sit as tall as possible. Proud chest, you want to open up those shoulders. And again, this might be perfect right now. Stay here or lift that right foot and dig that right heel down into the floor, into the mat. Breathe. slowly lower the foot down and both feet down and come into easy pose. And then just bring your knees, or maybe switch. So this would be probably the first choice you would do, the easiest way. Now switch to the opposite way, right? To the one that doesn't feel as natural, right? And then bring the hands right in front of the body. And we start slowly moving forward. So first let it come from the hips. And then whenever you're ready, you come a little more forward and then your body starts to round. Absolutely fine. So, oh yes, you can also use a block, right? To rest the head. So we want to relax in this pose, opening up those hips. So if you feel like, oh yeah, this is awesome. I can relax my upper body here, my shoulders can relax down, and I feel the back is opening, and I can feel my hips. If you don't feel your hips opening and you want to, then maybe we round a little more towards the floor. And you can also, instead of using the lock, you can use your fists on top of each other and just lean forward, round forward. And if you're here today and you think, yeah, this is enough for me, listen to that and stay here. Your choice. Breathe. And then slowly, whenever you feel like you're ready, you come back and you switch the knees. And then same thing, maybe take those fleshy parts out of the sit bones, put your hands right in front, and then walk your hands out. Use the block, your hands, or just stay here, breathe. And when you're ready, bring your hands back and walk your way back up. And then come into table. Hands underneath your shoulders. And then tuck your right toes under. Push the heel away. Breathe here. Slowly lower your knee. Same thing on the other side. Tuck the left toes under. Push your heel away. Breathe. Feel how long and open the back of your leg is getting, right? And then we'll do the same thing for both legs. Tuck the toes under. Lift your hips up into downward facing dog. Open up your fingers wide. Pedal your legs. Get used to that upside down, opening up the back of the legs feeling. And again, your knees don't have to be straight and your heels don't have to touch the floor. That is just the direction you want to push towards, but very gently. If your heels are touching the floor, just find that stillness here, breathe. Focus on your sit bones lifting up high and on your shoulders. Bend the elbows just a tiny little bit so that they're unlocked. And then focus on turning the inner elbow creases forward. Breathe. Look towards your feet or ankles, or maybe even your knees. Feel how that lengthens the back of the neck. And then slowly come onto the tippy toes, lower back down into table. And from table, we slide the right foot forward and lower the hips down, low lunge. And we're going to switch back and forth. As you, if you like, use your blocks, right? Underneath the shoulders, open up the chest. And then we start leaning back and we straighten the front knee. And then you can bring the blocks with you. And then lift your foot like we did in that seated pigeon, right? We are digging that right heel down. We're opening up the back of the right knee. And then from here, we can fold forward from the hips first, and then the whole upper body. You can put your hands onto the floor as well. And you can stay here. You don't have to fold forward at all. Just focus on that foot, and that might be like a tremendous stretch here already. So also activate that upper thigh. So pull your kneecap towards you. And that again opens up the back of the knee. And if you feel like you want to fold forward, please do so. And then slowly lift back up. And we switch forward. So switching forward, I mean lower the hip back down. Open up the hip flexors here. Find the length. And then again, forward or move the hips back. Hands underneath the shoulders. Flex that right foot, toes towards you. You can stay here on your books or on your blocks. Breathe here, maybe that beautiful Ujjayi breath. And with your next exhale, maybe you want to fold forward, and maybe you don't. And then we lift back up, and bring the foot back down, and lower the hips one more time. And if you like, you can tuck the toes under here and lift your knee and see how that feels. And then lower the knee back down. Bring your hands onto the floor and then slide your right foot back. Open up the knees. Bring the toes together. Stretch your body out into child pose. Maybe feel the difference between the right and the left leg. Slowly come back into table. Tuck your toes under, lift back up into downward facing dog. Pedal those legs. Find some stillness. Focus on the sit bones, lifting up high. Breathe. Lift onto the tippy toes. Lower your knees. And then bring your left foot, just the postman. Bring your left foot forward and lower your hips down. Open the chest. Breathe. And then lean back and see. Maybe you want to bring those blocks with you. And then I have to wiggle. Postman distracted me. And then lift your foot. Push the heel. Pull, dig the heel. That's what I want to say. Forward. And then also see that your hips don't escape to one side. Keep them square, right? And then if you want, forward. And one side might feel a little different. Breathe here. And then slowly roll the spine back up and we switch. So you open up the left or the right hip and come into a low lunge, hands on the floor or on your blocks. Again, to protect your joints, kind of as you let go down towards the ground, scissor up at the same time. And again, lean back. Flex your left foot. Pull the toes towards you, hands underneath your shoulders. Breathe here. And if you like, you can forward towards that left knee. And slowly lift back up, take your time, and lower the hips. Again, open the chest. And see if you want to tuck those right toes under and lift your right knee. If this is too much, leave it down. Also, you can use your blocks here. And again, lower the knee down. Put your hands onto the floor. Slide your left foot back. Open up the knees. Bring the big toes together. Lean back into your child pose. And then here, stretch the arms out. Open up the shoulder girdle. And feel the stretch in your thoracic spine. Or maybe a pull. Pull the mat, crawl your fingers a little bit forward. And then from here, walk your hands over to one side. Keep your hips in the middle. And again, crawl the fingers away from you. And then rest the head and stay here and breathe. Slowly walk your hands over to the other side. Take your time doing that. And again, move the hands away. And then as if you want to pull the floor towards you, glue those fingertips down into the mat. Hips stay right in the middle. And you breathe into your side body. If your hands are over on the right side, you breathe into the left side. And then slowly, slowly, slowly take your time. Walk your hands back to the middle. Rest for one more breath. And then lift into table. And then parallel your knees. Tuck your toes under. And lift your hips up high into downward facing dog. Walk your feet towards you, towards your hands. Come into a forward fold. Hang down here. And then slowly, bone by bone, roll up the spine. And bring the shoulders back. Lower your shoulders back. And then we come into three things. So first, we start with mountain pose and tree pose. And then from tree pose, we come into a couple of things. All right, so come on to the front of the mat. And then I'm going to stay here, but you stay in front of the mat because I want you to step back after your tree pose into warrior one. All right, so bring the weight into your left foot. And then whatever tree pose you prefer today, That's the one you do, either the heel on top of the foot, or maybe it's a tree that looks like this, or maybe it's a tree that looks like this, or maybe like this, right? Whatever you want to do today, I'm staying here. That's the one. You don't see my head. Oh, that's okay. Bring your hands in front of your chest. And if you're ready, let those roots grow down into the floor and lift your arms up towards the sky. And then spread your fingers wide. And if you feel your shoulders are lifting towards your ears, let them do that for a moment, but then drop them back down. Turn your little fingers towards the midline. Breathe. Now, you stay in your tree pose. I'm just going to move to the front of the mat. And now bring your hands down to the chest and lift your knee up, flex your foot, and then step your right foot back behind and come into a warrior one. So your right foot turns out towards 1 or 2 o'clock. And then you bend your left knee, and maybe you have to adjust and lift your arms for warrior one. Breathe here. Feel how your hips are. Are they looking forward? Those hip bones are looking forward towards the short end of your mat. Reach up high. Breathe here. And then from here, we bring the hands onto the hips. And then we straighten the front knee. Now, it would have been a good thing if I would have told you you need your 2 blocks. And I didn't. So grab those 2 blocks. And then again, focus on those hips. Bring the elbows and shoulder blades together. Forward from your hips forward. You can stay here. So if you don't have those blocks, fine. Stay here. Open up the back of that left leg. If you have your blocks or your books, bring them out underneath your shoulders. Push into those blocks, which helps you to come into a straight spine. Shoulders away from the ears. You can maybe lower down, maybe if you feel more ready for it. And just stay here and breathe. So we are coming into warrior 3. So there's a couple of options. So maybe let's come out of this first. This is the easier way, right? Bring your hands onto your hips. Squeeze elbows and shoulder blades together. Lift up. So I just want to come up to give you a couple of options, right? So you definitely bend that knee a little and bring your back foot a little closer in. So if you like, you just come onto that. Bring all the body weight onto that left knee, and then just use that right big toe as your ally. And this could be your warrior 3. If you feel like, no, Mandy. You can also, if you have something that you can hold on to, you can hold on to and see what it feels like to lift the right leg up behind you, right? You can also bring your blocks underneath it and see what it feels like, with your blocks underneath your shoulders. And if you like, you can keep your hands on your hips or bring your arms right in front into warrior 3. Whoa. All right. Very wobbly. And hopefully you're getting nice and warm now. And then maybe slowly lower that right leg down. Lift the arms back up. Come into that warrior 1. One more time. Bring your hands onto your hips and step forward. Shake it all out. And then bring your weight into the right leg. Find your tree. Breathe. Maybe here, your choice. Bring the hands in front of your chest. You can stay here and just breathe. You can also lift your arms, reach up high, drop your shoulders down, energize. Breathe. And then bring your hands down in front of your chest. And then lift your knee and step back into warrior one. So left foot turned out a little. 11. 11 o'clock. Bend your right knee and then lift your arms. Reach up high, drop the shoulders down. Hips looking forward. Feel the length of your whole body. The legs, the arms, the spine, the back of the neck. And then bring your hands again in front of your chest and onto your hips. Straighten your front knee, maybe adjust the back foot a little, and then squeeze shoulder blades and elbows together and start folding from your hips. And if you have your blocks close by, put them underneath and find that long spine. So now if your right foot is forward and you feel like maybe your left hip is escaping a little, bring it down, bring it forward, push your right hip back. When you're ready, you can bring your blocks forward. And if you feel like it, you can come from here into that warrior three, right? If you feel like, oh, no, come up first. Bring your hands onto your hips and just adjust. Let them move a little bit back. And then, again, hips forward. Bring all the weight into your right leg and use that left big toe as an alibi. Hold on to something that is safe. And then maybe you want to lift that left leg all the way up. Keep your right knee bent. Keep your hands onto your hips if that feels good. You can also stretch out one arm, maybe two. Flex your left foot, push the heel away. Create a long, long body. Breathe. Ooh. Bring your hands onto your hips, lower the left leg down. Come back into warrior one, maybe wiggle the foot forward. And then again, concentrate on your left foot so that the left, the pinky toe side is pushing down and your inner arches are lifting up. Drop your shoulders down. Breathe. And then bring the hands to your hips. Step forward. Shake everything out. And then inhale your arms all the way up. Come into a small back bend. Fold forward. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And bring your hands onto the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. Breathe. Come on to the tippy toes, lower back down. I don't know why I always say tippy toes, but I can't stop anymore. And then sit back, stretch your legs out. Scoot forward and lie down. Bring both knees into the chest and just rock from side to side. Bring your feet down. Stretch your left leg out and bring your right foot over to the other side. So just the hips a little bit and see how that feels. If you think like, no, that does not feel good at all, See how it feels with both knees bent. And if you feel like, no, that doesn't feel good either, I don't know what she's talking about, maybe you want to put a blanket underneath it and or a pillow and see how that feels. You can rest your knees on your blanket. Breathe into your side stretch, into your twist. Slowly bring your feet back, bring the hips back, and then see what you want to do on the other side. Maybe both knees. If you did that on that side, might be a good indication that feels good on the other side too. And then slowly bring your knees back to the middle. So I want to give you two options for Shavasana now. No, not before the Shavasana. So you can either, if you feel like, oh, my hips, they could do a little bit more of an opening, you can put, but you need two pillows or two blocks on for each side. So if you have those blocks, you can put the soles of your feet together and you can use the blocks and put them right underneath your knees or your hips and see what feels good. You can also, if you have a strap, and some of you maybe remember that when we did yoga in the library, we made this loop with the strap and we put it over the knees, right? And then you have to have it as you know, wide or tight as you feel is okay. So if you feel like it's cutting in and you want to go a little further, just loosen it a little bit. And if you feel like this is not nice, this is not supporting me, then bring it, make it a little tighter. So the goal of this is that you can let go, that you're not holding on with your muscles to be in control of your knees, of your legs. So that way, the inner thighs can actually really relax and it helps to open up the hip joints. So the other option, if you really don't want to do that, what is also very nice to do before Shavasana, and some of us like to do it during Shavasana, put your legs up the wall. If you feel like this is a little too much, so the bookshelf that I have here now is not an ideal option. I don't feel like I can relax into the shelf. So if you have that in your house and you have no other way, then don't do that. But it feels really nice for the nervous system to calm down, for the blood flow, for the lymph system, and for your heart. If you have glaucoma or high blood pressure or any head injuries, this is not a good option for you. So you skip this one. I just want to give you two nice, poses for the end before Shavasana. Okay. So the other good thing that you can do if you don't want to do anything, just come into camel pose, lift the legs up and just stay here. 3 options. So, all right. Just pick the one that you want to do. And then if you have found that position that you want to do, maybe put the hands onto your belly, close your eyes for a moment. So this is not Shavasana, right? So I'm talking you through Shavasana in a moment. Just breathe into the belly, into your hands. And then slowly bring, if your hips, if your knees are open, bring the hands underneath your legs, underneath your thighs, and just help them to come back together. And then do the opposite. Just bring your feet out and the knees together and just rock gently from side to side. And then find your Shavasana. So obviously something underneath your knees would be absolutely fantastic. But if you don't have that and you feel really good, just stretching the legs out and, melting down into the floor, please do that. So have your legs a little towards the width of the mat and let the feet fall out if you stretch out like this. Make sure you do not touch any props with your legs or with your feet or with your hands. And get your blanket and maybe the socks, maybe an eye pillow. Just find something that makes it extra cozy. Whenever you're ready, take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth with a big sigh. Everything is done. Nothing more to do. Maybe rock your head gently from side to side. Find a sweet spot. And then focus on your breathing for a moment. Just observe. Don't change. And then slowly move your attention towards your feet. And then start to relax your toes, your ankles, calf muscles, the back of the knees, the top of the knees, thighs, hamstrings, glutes, hips, Allow your legs to become heavy. Soften your belly, your chest. Relax your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Soften the shoulders, elbows, wrists, all 10 fingers. Allow your arms to become heavy. Relax the back of your neck, the back of your head, the top of your head, your forehead, temples, ears, unhinge the jaw. Relax the tongue in your mouth. Soften your lips, your eyes, and the space between your eyebrows. Now slowly, without changing anything, bring your attention to the sounds outside. And then slowly move that attention to the sounds inside your house. And then inside your room, and then towards your body. Deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Stretch your legs. Stretch your arms. Slowly bend one knee and then the other. And roll onto your right side and rest here. Use your hands and the strength of your arms to push you up into a seated position. And then bring your hands in front of your chest and lower the chin towards your chest. And thank yourself for coming here this morning. I thank you for coming. Namaste.